Good afternoon. I am Andrew Heaney, and today I'm going to count down my 15 personal favorite films of 2017. Honestly, 2017 has been a fantastic year for movies. It's one of the best in a long time, probably since 2014. Hence why I'm counting down my top 15 movies rather than top 10. I'll also be giving the out of 10 rating with each film on this list. Now, keep in mind, this list and the ratings that I give every film are both completely subjective. So if you disagree, that is understandable. So first up, here are some honorable mentions that all got an 8 out of 10 from me. Now without further ado, let's start with my top 15 films of 2017. Number 15.
Once every year, our ancestors come back to our world.
Please have a safe...
Coco. I know I already reviewed this film, but it's so great I can't help but mention it again. This is easily the best animated film of the year, and one of Pixar's most gorgeously animated films. When I watched it, I could not hold back the tears in the end. If you haven't seen it, I'd be surprised, so go check it out.
Anything to declare?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Number 14.
Can I ask you a hypothetical question?
Oh dear, I don't like hypothetical questions.
Well, I don't think you're gonna like the real one either.
Do you have the papers?
Not yet.
The Post. Again, I already reviewed this one, but like I said in the review, it far exceeded my expectations with its acting and story, as well as Steven Spielberg's amazing direction as always. Check it out if you can.
What are you going to do, Mrs. Graham?
Number 13. Phantom Thread. Directed by the always great Paul Thomas Anderson and starring Daniel Day-Lewis in what is likely his final role, Phantom Thread is a great film on all fronts that I highly recommend.
Whatever you do it carefully.
Number 12. The Shape of Water. This is Guillermo del Toro's best film since Pan's Labyrinth, which is one of my favorite movies. I am so glad this great film is getting award buzz. It's mystical, it's unique, it's downright magical, but also realistic at the same time, even though it's about a creature from the Black Lagoon.
If I told you about her, what would I say? I wonder.
Number 11. A Ghost Story. It's just so unfortunate that this film is being forgotten, as it is one of the most unique films of the entire year and one of the best films of the entire summer. It is fantastic, brilliant, unique as heck film I cannot recommend more than I do. Number 10.
What are the biggest challenges in running a museum?
We're a museum of modern and contemporary art, so we need to present art that is the art of today, art that is absolutely cutting edge.
The Square. I saw this film when it was briefly in theaters, and let me tell you the one word I would use to describe it. Quirky. It is so quirky, I couldn't help but adore it. I would definitely recommend seeing this one, as it's fairly hard to find. Wind River. I saw this film fairly recently, and let me tell you that I was mesmerized and horrified at the same time by the ending. Yikes, this film is just harsh, investing, eye-opening. That's more than enough reason to love it so much and call it one of the best films of this summer and of the year.
Luck don't live out here.
Number 8.
Hello? You know you gotta pay for that, right? Hey, come on.
Not okay!
Logan.
We got ourselves an X-Men fan.
This is the best superhero film I've seen in years. I want to say since The Dark Knight. 2017 has been a mostly great year for superhero movies, and Logan is by far and easily the best. Sir Patrick Stewart is almost unrecognizable, which is amazing, and Hugh Jackman gives one of his best performances in what is a genre-defying film and easily the best X-Men movie of all time. If you haven't seen it, see it. But be wary, it is violent.
You still have time.
Number 7.
I got a question, Doc. Why'd I believe phones over here heard the goddamn word you said? He ain't even listening.
Baby?
The target is an armored truck at Perimeter Trust in Dunwoody, 10 a.m. sharp. The switch car is ready, but you want me to hit the long stay parking structure and get a heist vehicle that stays colder longer? It needs to be ready for an 8:30 start. Questions?
Baby Driver. Edgar Wright, you have done it again. I had a blast with this film, and I did not want it to end. The only legitimate problem I had was honestly the romance that just felt unearned. But otherwise, this was an artistically put together, beautifully fast-paced film that I cannot wait to see again.
Get out of the car!
Oh, my purse!
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Number 6. War for the Planet of the Apes. I already gushed over this film in a much older review saying, "It's amazing!" And yeah, it pretty much is. The mocap performance by Serkis, Woody Harrelson's performance, the direction, musical score, visual effects, cinematography, and morally complex story are all done at the levels of a masterpiece. The poorly done anticlimactic ending and some blatant emotional manipulation prevents me from calling it an actual masterpiece, however. That said, this is easily my favorite of the new trilogy.
It will be a planet of apes.
Number 5. Dunkirk. I already reviewed this film calling it friggin' amazing, and yeah, it is. Christopher Nolan's best film since Inception, in my opinion. The acting, score, use of practical effects, as well as the scale and the scope of this one historical event is brilliant. I was invested in this movie from beginning to end, and on top of that, I am so glad the use of practical effects helped the film gain an identity that separates it from other CGI-heavy blockbusters. See it if you haven't already.
You can practically see it from here.
What?
Home.
Number 4.
Professor Perlman. Thank you so much.
Call Me By Your Name. For once, it's nice to see a gay romance that does not end in tragedy, and one that you do not have to be gay to watch. I can vouch for that since I am straight. Armie Hammer and Timothy Chalamet gave both amazing performances in a very beautiful film and one of the year's best. This film is fantastic.
Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine.
Number 3.
I hate California. I want to go to the East Coast. I want to go where...
Lady Bird. A coming-of-age story like no other, this film was not only giving me very realistic flashbacks to high school, but I was also mesmerized by Greta Gerwig's direction and the writing of this film, which was honestly masterclass. I cannot find a single thing wrong with this film, and this is a must-see for one reason or another.
What I'd really like is to be on Math Olympiad.
But math isn't something you're terribly strong in.
That we know of yet.
Number 2.
What's the law on what you can and cannot say on a billboard? I assume you can't say nothing defamatory and you can't say fuck, piss, or cunt. That right?
3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. A true masterpiece, this phenomenal dark comedy was gut-wrenching and contained Frances McDormand's best performance of all time, along with one of Woody Harrelson's best. This film had a unique story that is one of the best I've ever heard in my entire life.
Of the 3 Billboards Outside...
This doesn't put an end to shit, you fucking retard. This is just a fucking start. Why don't you put that on your Good Morning Missouri fucking wake-up broadcast, bitch?
And my number 1 favorite film of 2017 is...
Every civilization was built off the back of a disposable workforce. But I can only make so many. Happy birthday.
I'm so predictable, it's Blade Runner 2049. I did say this film was indeed a masterpiece, and I stand by it. It's such a shame so many people from the general audience did not like this movie, as I saw it as one of the best films I've seen in years. Denis Villeneuve has crafted his best work yet. I cannot find a performance, a moment, a line of dialogue out of place. I saw it 3 times in theaters, and honestly, even the 2-hour and 45-minute runtime felt so short, which shows just how amazing this film was to me. I was invested from beginning to end. Roger Deakins better win an Oscar for Best Cinematography, and there is nothing, in my opinion, wrong with this technical masterpiece. I'm so glad 2017 gave us these films, and I look forward to sometime later when I review other films this year. See you next time.
I always told you, you're special. Your story isn't over yet. There's still a page left.